following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Television Championship.
Good Saturday evening to you, wrestling fans. Josh with you. WCW comes to you from San Juan, Puerto Rico this evening. It is a sold-out house, and they are witnessing an opening match for the World Television title. The champion, beautiful Bobby Eaton, will take on Wildfire Tommy Rich. And there you see Rich's new manager, Woman, accompanying him to the ring. What a great night of action it's gonna be. Also tonight on the card, a big six-man grudge match. World champion Ric Flair will team with his four horsemen teammates, Tully, Blanchard, and Arn Anderson, to take on United States champion Sting, Flying Brian Pillman, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And also tonight, a grudge match will feature the living legend Larry Zbyszko against Ricky Steamboat. A week ago, we saw Larry Zbyszko defeat Lee Scott. And then after the match, he continued to pummel the youngster, and Ricky Steamboat ran to Lee Scott's aid. And Larry Zbyszko liked that not at all. And they've signed a match here tonight, a grudge match. Thank you so much for tuning in as we await the arrival of the champion. Eaton has earned a lot of respect from fans. Still undefeated in singles action, and there you see Jim Cornette, his manager, following him to the ring. Eaton standing at 14 days as champion. A 2-week reign so far. Will it end abruptly tonight? Woman is guaranteeing victory. She says that she's given Tommy Rich the edge he needs to capture championships here in WCW. Remember, he is a former U.S. Tag Team Champion, so he has done it on his own. But now seeking the guidance of a manager could very well benefit him. Along with his new teammates Brad Armstrong and Mike Rotunda. Also under the guidance of Woman. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Making his way to the ring from Tennessee, weighing in at 235 pounds, Tommy. Introducing the champion from Huntsville, Alabama, weighing in at 233 pounds, he is the World Television Champion, beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Should be a great scientific matchup. A 15-minute time limit imposed on this one. Both men equally skilled, great veterans. What a challenge for beautiful Bobby already. He has defeated Tom Zink twice in back-to-back weeks. Can he knock off Wildfire Tommy Rich? Our referee tonight is Bill Scott. Almost got him Lee. That is Bill Scott. No relation. Woman in the corner of the challenger. Cornette in the corner of the champion. Collar and elbow tie-up. Will we see a clean break here? No, we won't. And it's Tommy Rich slapping the taste out of the mouth of beautiful Bobby. And Bobby liked that. Not at all. They lock up again. Good wrist lock here by Wildfire. A new mean streak showing in Tommy Rich. Look at this. Just wrenching back on the arm of beautiful Bobby. Shoves him off. Waist lock. Beautiful suplex and bridge. Has the man pinned. A 1 count only. Beautiful Bobby kicked out. Rich putting the boots to the champion. And this new aggressiveness is maybe what the doctor ordered for Wildfire Tommy Rich. Butterfly suplex. And now Jim Cornette having words with the challenger. Distracting him. Rich has to keep his eyes on his opponent. Here comes beautiful Bobby from behind. And that was enough to distract him. Good suplex by the champion. Strong kick to the back. If you missed the announcement last week, big main event signed for the last Saturday of this month, August 29th. At 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to see a title-for-title match. Sting, the U.S. champion, will take on World Champion Ric Flair. And the winner will have the option to select who will become the new U.S. champion. So what an opportunity for the Horsemen to add another title to their camp without lifting a finger. At least without the U.S. champion lifting a finger anyway. Ric Flair will have to get the job done. He'll have to defeat Sting, and that is no easy task. Bob Eaton introducing Rich's face to that top turnbuckle. Good block there by Wildfire. And Rich returns the favor. Rich now spins around. Double underhook. Good double arm suplex by the challenger. Going up top now. High risk move. Flying elbow drop. Caught Bobby in the lower back. And now Rich raises both arms in celebration. He has not won yet. Into the corner goes beautiful Bobby. Beautiful drop kick right across the button. And a quick cover by Wildfire. Hooks the leg. One. A 1 count is all he gets. You have to wonder if Sting walks away with the world title and U.S. belt, who will he select as U.S. champion? Would he select Brian Pillman? Eddie Gilbert? Lex Luger? He and Luger are really close friends. There's also Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner in the camp. And Tom Zink. Beautiful suplex there by Bobby. Or would he go completely off script and pick someone else outside of the camp of Hot Stuff International? I wouldn't think so. I think he would want to keep it in the family. What a night that's going to be when those men clash for the championships. The 2 top singles titles here in WCW up for grabs. Bobby with a punch to the breadbasket. Whips him into the corner, charging in. Wicked clothesline, and down goes the challenger. A quick cover by Bobby Eaton. 1. Only gets a 1 count. Next week, wrestling fans, a lot of great action coming your way. We'll have another TV title match. But we'll have 3 championship matches coming your way next week. The new U.S. Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express, will put the belts on the line against the former champions, the Long Riders, Black Bart and Wild Bill Irwin. Bobby going up top. High risk move. Could be the Alabama Jam early. If he lands it, this one's going to be over. No, it's a flying knee drop across the chest. And Bobby drags Tommy away from the ropes. Good smart move. Makes the cover. Rick finds the leg and an easy, a kick out. Thought he had the man beat in record time. But Tommy kicks out. Bobby's going to go up top again. Look out for a woman. She might grab his leg. And there's the Alabama Jam. That's going to do it. Wraps up the leg. Woman shouting at Rich to kick out, and he does. He raised the shoulder off the mat. Bobby can't believe it. Whatever woman yelled at him motivated Tommy Rich to raise that shoulder off the mat. And Bobby now inflicting punishment on the challenger. Kicks him in the breadbasket. Just stomped him, actually. Working on the leg now. Also next week, for the World Tag Team titles, the Champions Doom taking on the Skyscrapers, Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey, who earned that title shot last week. Good cover here by beautiful Bobby. Hooks the leg. 1. A 1 count. Bobby picks him up. Tommy slips behind him and kicks the back of the leg. Good smart move. Headlock takeover. Has the man grounded. So 3 exciting title matches coming your way next week. What a win last week by the Skyscrapers. Controversial finish. Rick Steiner thought that Scott had won the match. Turned his back away. Refused to leave the ring because he thought he had the right to be in there. I talked to Missy Hyatt about this earlier in the week. And this is what she said. He thought they had won the match. Had every right to be in the ring afterwards and did not realize that Bill Scott, the referee, was counting him out. And he got disqualified for not leaving the ring before the count of 5. Tommy back in there now. Big right hand. He took Bobby by surprise. A cover and pin. A bridge. Nice move here by Rich, but can't hold him down. Gets a 1 count only. And Rich drives him to the mat. Wildfire really pumped up here tonight. He would love to walk away with a title. He has not held a singles title here in this WCW. And again, having words with Jim Cornette, you got to keep your attention on your opponent, Tommy. Tommy calling out to the crowd. What's he going to go for here? Maybe the Bulldog. From behind, but Bobby with an elbow to the jaw. Wasted way too much time, did Tommy Rich. But there's an elbow to the jaw again. And takes Bobby down. Fan standing. Tommy might be going for that Luthez press, and there it is. Raining down right hands. Jim Cornette's beside himself. He's up on the apron now, distracting the referee. Calls him over. Now Tommy Rich going for a figure four, trying to force Bobby to cry uncle. Could have a new champion crowned right here. He's got it locked in. Bobby, nowhere to go. Bobby's going to have to try to turn this. I don't think Tommy has it locked on well. Look at the leg kind of highly suspended. And that allowed Bobby Eaton a chance to break free with a right hand to the jaw. Good running knee. I think he hit the leg of Tommy Rich. Now Tommy fighting back. Punch to the stomach. Knocked the wind out of beautiful Bobby. Another headlock takeover. I said this would be a good scientific wrestling match, and so far it has been. Bobby rolls free. There's Jim Cornette up on the apron again. Woman needs to help. Another Luthez Perez. I think she realizes that Tommy doesn't need much help. A good cover. Wraps up the leg. One. New champion. No, Bobby got that shoulder up in the nick of time, and Tommy complains of a slow count. We don't see that often from Rich. And now Tommy is going after Jim Cornette. He's had enough here. Look out, he could be disqualified. Jim moved out of the way. Jim avoiding it. Now he pulls him around and takes him down. A stomp there. Look out, Tommy. A knee to the back of the head. And lucky for him, he's let this go. He did not know that Bobby was waiting there for him. And Bobby knocks him off the top rope. Again, look at that, because he did not keep his focus on his opponent. And now it's costing him. Bobby stomps the arm. Bobby going up top. This could be the end. This could spell doom for Tommy Rich, but no, he moved out of the way. Bobby was going for a knee drop. He hit nothing but the mat, and now Wildfire rolls him up, has him pinned. One, he yanked the foot off the rope. Bobby had one foot on the rope, but Tommy Rich wisely pulled it off, but Eaton was somehow able to kick out. Good atomic drop there by the challenger. Another quick cover. One, leg hooked. Two, almost had a new champion crowned right there as we approach 5 minutes remaining in the time limit. This one could go to a time limit draw. In that case, Eaton would retain. Elbow drop there by Rich. And now Rich locking on that vicious shoulder claw. Referee checking in. Eaton sweeps the leg. Clubbing blow there by Bobby. I don't think he landed that first one well, if at all. The second one hit home. And a good slam there by the champion. Bobby winded here, trying to collect his thoughts. He raises a hand to the head. Now Bobby going up top. Another high-risk move. Could this be the Alabama Jam? Yes, it is, but Tommy moved out of the way. Went for the right hand, nobody home. Eaton grabs him, whips him into the buckle. Another elbow there to the jaw by Wildfire and a side suplex. And there's Jim Cornette once more. He should be sent to the showers at this point. Too much interference from Mr. Cornette. And again, Rich allowing him to get into his head. He's going after him. He's going after him. Headlock takeover on Jim Cornette. Bobby coming out to help his manager. Jim rolled him off. Jim has to learn how to fight. Good elbow. A good headlock takedown there by beautiful Bobby. We do not want a double count out here. Get back in the ring. Right hand might have knocked Rich out. No, Rich is getting to his feet. Referee up to the count of 4. They have until 10 to get back in the ring. And Bobby just slammed him face first against that hard apron. Picks him up. And Rich throws him back in the ring. at the count of 7. And Rich with a kick to the ribs. Now 1 to the throat. Rich measuring him now. Might be looking for the Luthes Braz. And there it is. Raining down right hands. That's going to be it. That's going to be it. No, Rich is going up top. He's going to cap it off here. He's going to win the title. Flying elbow drop. A cover. 1. But Jim Cornette had the referee distracted and Tommy Rich abandoned it. Again, Rich going after Cornette. But he moved out of the way. I think Rich lost his footing, actually, is what happened. Jim Cornette doing all he can to avoid wildfire. And Rich with a suplex onto the manager. Like I said, he has to beware. He could very well be disqualified. And there is a backbreaker by Beautiful Bobby. And now with less than 2 minutes remaining, Bobby's on the top rope. A flying knee drop across the throat. That's going to do it. Eaton drags him to the middle of the ring, makes the cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 3. No, Rich kicked out. Rich kicked out. Bobby can't believe it. And time is ticking away here. Rich is going to have to turn this around in a hurry if he expects to win this matchup. I think Beautiful Bobby's aware of the remaining time and he's taking it. He's going to milk the clock here. He's like a football team going into the victory formation. But now he is going to go up top once more. A flying elbow drop. Rich moved out of the way. Could have been a mistake. Rolls him up. Rolls him up. Good bridge here by Rich. He wants the title. He wants the title, but only gets a 2 count. 1 minute remaining in the time limit. 1 minute. Drives him down to the mat. And now Bobby with a tremendous jawbreaker. And a knee to the midsection. This one's going to end in a draw, I think. Bobby has him up. Good twirling suplex by the champion. 40 seconds remaining. Beautiful Bobby. Jim Cornette's yelling at him to go up top. He's going to go for the Alabama Jam one more time, and this time lands it right across the throat with 30 seconds left. Wraps him up. Can he retain here? 2. And he does. What a matchup here tonight to kick off the program. Bobby Eaton still your world television champion with less than 30 seconds remaining in the time limit. What a matchup here. And I think each man earned extra respect for one another after this matchup. What a great contest here on WCW Saturday Night. Tommy Rich came so close to capturing that title. I'm sure he'll get another opportunity sometime in the future. But tonight, Beautiful Bobby retains. Let's send it down to our ring announcer.
Here is your winner, and still World Television Champion, Beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Don't touch that dial. It's Zbyszko and Steamboat. It's next. Welcome back, wrestling fans. Grudge match here from San Juan, Puerto Rico, part of the Beach Blast Tour. You see Medusa coming out with her man.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Medusa. And from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 233 pounds, the living legend.
Larry Zbyszko hoping to dish out some punishment on Ricky Steamboat. Steamboat, he feels, stuck his nose where it didn't belong last week. Zbyszko was working over young Lee Scott after defeating him. Ricky Steamboat rushed to the aid. Should be a great grudge match here. Still to come, big world 6-man title matches are main event, or excuse me, not a 6-man title match, just a 6-man match. What an ovation for the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat.
From Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing in at 234 pounds, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Our main event tonight comes up next. It is a 6-man match. World Champion Ric Flair teams with Tully, Blanchard, and Arn Anderson to take on U.S. Champion Sting, Flying Brian Pillman, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. After that, you can check out the House of Spenguli over on MeTV at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're watching this live, they are showing The Land Unknown tonight. And it looks like it's only in a 2-hour slot once again. So that means a full hour of Batman, followed by the original Star Trek series. And then capped off with Superman at midnight. A double dose of that. So all that coming your way later. If you don't like that program, over on American Movie Classics they're showing Independence Day, 1996 Will Smith classic. And after that, at 11 p.m. they have Signs, the Mel Gibson UFO type movie, if you want to call it that. So that's coming on at 11 p.m. on AMC. There's the bell. Head scissor takedown by Ricky Steamboat. Medusa frustrated already. Larry Zbyszko rolls out of bounds. 15-minute time limit in this one. Larry Zbyszko talking things over with Medusa, his manager. Ricky back in the ring, and Larry takes advantage of that situation. Steamboat had his eyes off Zbyszko, and he nailed him with that vicious clothesline. It looks like over on CMT. I don't think that's Comet, and it's not Comedy Channel. What channel is that? CMT, is that Country Music Television? They're showing A League of Their Own if you prefer a comedy. Tom Hanks and all-star cast on that one. I think Madonna's on that, right? Rosie O'Donnell, is that right? It's been a while since I've seen it. Carries that famous line about there being no crying in baseball. Larry Zbyszko working over the legs of Ricky Steamboat. Steamboat might be crying here in a moment. And Zbyszko measures him. A punch right between the eyes. Quick cover here by the living legend. Medusa thinks it's over. Raises both arms in victory. But Steamboat kicks out. If you're looking for more sports, you'll find it over on the NFL Network. They are airing a preseason game, the Dallas Cowboys at Seattle Seahawks. Inside cradle here by Zbyszko. Has him rolled up one. A 1 count only. And Steamboat rolls out of that maneuver. Great counter by the Dragon. But he is greeted by a wicked clothesline by the living legend. Quick cover made by Zbyszko, a 1 count only. Steamboat got the shoulder off the mat. So IFC is showing Major League. I think that's a little better than A League of Their Own. That is on at 8 p.m. over on IFC. And they're also showing Major League 2 after that. So double dose of Major League tonight over on IFC. Lifetime is showing their typical movies. Taken from Me, Abducted by My Teacher. My husband's worst mistake. My wife's hidden lover. My husband's worst mistake. I guess we're showing that twice. So that's over on those Lifetime channels if you prefer those. Paramount's airing Top Gun Maverick at 8 p.m. Lots of choices. You got a lot to choose from if you're watching TV tonight. Over on the Sci-Fi channel, they're showing Megan. M3 GAN. 2022 horror film. Allison Williams in that one. Megan. Followed by Five Nights at Freddy's. And then at, looks like around midnight, maybe 12:15, they're showing a really good film that I've seen. It's called Come Play. Amy. That's not Amy. Azzy Robertson's in that one. Came out in 2000. Come Play. Great film. If you like horror films. A kick out there by the Dragon. Of course, AEW is on at 8 p.m. And Steamboat got the shoulder up again. Followed by Jurassic World over on TNT and the Batman, the 2022 film. True TV's having a Godzilla marathon. You like those? As I said, so much to choose from. So right now, let's focus on the action. Ricky Steamboat finally showing some offense here against the living legend Larry Zbyszko. Charge again. Great monkey flip. 10 minutes remaining on the time limit. Picks him up. And a crucifix. Has the man pinned. Juan. Can he hold him down? A 1 count only. Zbyszko kicks out. Both men so equally skilled. A sleeper hold locked on by the Dragon, trying to put Zbyszko to sleep. And Zbyszko jacks the jaw of Ricky. Our big main event coming up next, fans. Scoop slam. Did not go for the cover this time. Punches him between the eyes. And snaps the head down. Zbyszko looking very strong, very dominant in this contest. And now trying to make Steamboat submit to the camel clutch. Apparently, Steamboat hooked the feet over the bottom rope because Bill Scott called for a break. Zbyszko measures him, leaps to the second rope. Gonna drive that fist home, and does. That was right to get over the bridge of the nose. Trying to bust his nose. Got a 2 count. Steamboat able to kick out. Good armbar. Snaps it on. So this past Friday, we had a wicked storm come through. Knocked out power for 5 hours. So thankful that I had the wrestling shows ready to go. Steamboat going up top. Should say wrestling show. It was just one last week. Steamboat off the top rope. Big high crossbody, but did not go for the cover. I think the momentum pushed him off, but now he's going to wrap up the leg and only get a 1 count. He did not follow through well with that. His own momentum propelled him off of Zbyszko, but Steamboat's going to go up top again. Waiting for Zbyszko to get to his feet. Another flying body press, it would seem, but Zbyszko's ready for him. He caught him. He caught him coming down. Now just carrying him down and slams him hard to the mat. Medusa loved that. Very important match here. Both men trying to move up the rankings here in World Championship Wrestling. A loss will propel them down. Both men would love to challenge perhaps for that TV title or the U.S. title. Perhaps even the World title. Drives the fist between the eyes. The 3 top championships here in singles action, obviously, here in WCW. The only 3. Good block there by Larry, but Steamboat still applied a great suplex. Steamboat fired up now. 7 minutes remaining in the time limit. What a chop to the top of the head, off the ropes now. Head of steam. And chops him to the mat. Scoops him up. And there's the sleeper once more. Zbyszko's a long way from the ropes. And Zbyszko fading fast here. He's going to have to try to get out. And he can't. It's over. Steamboat puts him to sleep. And he has won the contest. Medusa's upset. Actually, she kind of smirked at Steamboat. What was that about? Look at the... I don't know if you can see it on the replay, but she just kind of gave Steamboat a smirk there. After he defeated her man, Larry Zbyszko. What's that about? It almost looked like a show of approval, perhaps. The Steamboat victorious here tonight with the sleeper hold over the living legend Larry Zbyszko. Great contest. Early dominated by Zbyszko. The Steamboat walks away victorious here this evening.
Here is your winner, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Trying to see Medusa's reaction here. Just kind of looking on up at Steamboat. But now she waves a hand. Actually, was she applauding? No, she waves a hand in disgust. We're back, wrestling fans, for our main event big six-man matchup. Flying Brian teaming with Eddie Gilbert and U.S. Champion Sting to take on 3 members of the Four Horsemen. And we are waiting the arrival of the Horsemen. There you see Tully Blanchard coming out. World Champion Ric Flair follows, along with the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. They want to hurt Sting. Sting most of all here tonight, but they'll also inflict punishment on Gilbert and Pillman.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 711 pounds, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen.
Still curious about that look that Medusa gave Ricky Steamboat after he defeated Larry Zbyszko. But then at the end, you saw Medusa waving her arms, motioning for the crowd to silence as they cheered Steamboat's victory. Still very unusual behavior, though, from Medusa. Tremendous win for the Dragon here tonight. Also a great win by Bobby Eaton earlier on. If you missed that, you missed a great matchup. Eaton's still your world television champion. We have so much great action coming next week as well.
And their opponents, first, from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 226 pounds, Brian.
Next week, another big TV title match for Bobby Eaton. A challenger to be named. Also see the World Tag Team titles on the line as the champions Doom take on the Skyscrapers. And the U.S. Tag belts on the line as well as the Rock and Roll Express defend against the former champions, the Long Riders.
And his partners, at a combined weight of 471 pounds, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Sting.
The Horsemen's mission tonight is very simple. Make sure Sting does not make it to the big matchup 2 weeks from tonight. They want to put him out of action here this evening, force him to vacate that U.S. title because he can't defend it. That is the goal of the Horsemen. But it is the job of Pillman and Gilbert to make sure that doesn't happen. They've got the Stingers back here this evening. It'll be 3-on-3. I don't think Barry Windham's even in the building tonight. He's the other Horseman member. TV time remaining for this one. It'll be Flying Brian Pillman starting things off against the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. Referee signals for the bell. Anderson wasting no time with jabs. Right to the kisser. Has the man up. Standing vertical suplex and drives him hard to the mat. Some fans have speculated that Pillman might be the weak link of Hot Stuff International. We've definitely seen him take his bumps over the last few matches. Pillman whips him into the buckle. Tag made to Eddie Gilbert. Double team coming up from Hot Stuff International. Into the ropes. A double hip toss. Good teamwork. I don't know, Eddie Gilbert and Brian Pillman could make a great tag team perhaps. Already great here in six-man action. Good scoop slam there by Hot Stuff. Drives the fist between the eyes. And a quick cover by Gilbert. Hooks the leg and a 1 count only. Snaps the head down. Horseman wearing all red except for Anderson, who has a two-tone, white and red. Tag again to Pillman. Interesting strategy here. I think they're trying to keep Sting as fresh as they can. They know he has that big match coming up in 2 weeks. Victory roll here by Pillman. Can he hold him down? 1, 2. Anderson reverses it. Has the trunks. He's got the trunks. He's got the trunks. Referee didn't see it. Sting is furious. About half the man's tights pulled off. And a quick, stunning win here by the Horsemen. Fans are speechless. Anderson had a handful of trunks. Let's see if we can see it in the replay. We might have to censor it. About had the man's tights pulled off. If he had stood, he probably would have lost them. It was a great reversal by Anderson, but then resorted to cheating tactics, using extra leverage here. They're not done. They've erupted here in the ring. We're going to get extra coverage here. We're going to stay with you as long as we can. And Hot Stuff International cleaning house. Gilbert going after Tully. Sting going after Flair. Pillman wants revenge on Anderson. We're not done, but we got to sign off now. We'll see you again next Saturday night, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great week. Sting whips him in. Stinger splash. Down goes Flair. Sting measures him. Elbow to the top of the head. We're out of time. We're out of time. The Sting with the Scorpion Death Drop. Nailed him. Yes.